Alright, so this video is not going to be too long because I explained in another video how Armored Warfare, when recording right now, because there's a bug that gives random FPS drops, puts a lot of strain on my computer. So we're just going to do, there's not going to be any gameplay in this. This is just going to be about retrofits. Where to start with? These, the M48 and the T54 are two good ones to start with. So let's start with the T54. We'll look at the retrofits. I'll need to show you. Here. See, at the beginning, you'll always have a universal slot. See how it has a globe? That means universal. That means you could upgrade the armor, the firepower, the mobility, or the technology. Once you unlock more on other vehicles, the bottom, the T54 and the M48 Patton do not have upgrade slots. At least I don't think. Let's upgrade the Patton. I have enough. Confirm. I have enough XP and credits to do the Patton. The Patton's pretty simple. Great vehicle. I definitely recommend picking it up. The fire control system. Yeah, see, it doesn't have it does not have any upgrade retrofit slots. But universal, I can just use the universal. Now, the way I see it is that a lot of people are going to try and use the retrofits to cover up some of the weaknesses of the tank. Like the M48 Penn's problem with its 90mm is that it doesn't deal too much damage. So what most people probably go for is the extra damage to try and buff that up to higher levels. But the main strength of the 90mm is that it fires much faster. So I say you should maximize your strength as much as possible, because you're never going to get your weaknesses up there. And then you're... See, so to me, you shouldn't put on the experimental propellant. You should put in the thermal sleeve to improve the reload time even more. Or this one, reload speed aim time, this gyroscopic stabilizer. That's pretty good. I need to backtrack here. The way you unlock retrofits is that you have to go through some vehicles in order to unlock them. Like here, the Scorpion here, if you were to fully upgrade it, you get the reinforced engine housing. Now the way you unlock these is that you have to unlock everything on the vehicle and then unlock this. I'll show you how this upgraded the Scorpion. Shouldn't be that much XP. Get the better G. Better engine. Even better engine. You get the air conditioner. Fire suppression. Buy those. Might do a video on the Scorpion once everything's fixed. The gunner sight. Wait, are these the ones? Does not stack with gunner sight. Improves minimum accuracy. Improves maximum. You want your minimum accuracy, so no point in buying that. See, and now I can finally research the reinforced engine housing. And now I can use that on M48 Patton if I want to. Ability, where is it? It's an armor. Reinforced engine housing. And as you can see, where do you unlock the other ones? Your Mark 1 on the Scorpion, your Mark 2 on this Bagel Panzer, and the Mark 3 on the Stingray 2. So you actually have to play multiple vehicles in order to get the equipment you want. I think that's a really cool system in order to get people to play more tanks rather than just rushing to tier 8 and then playing only one vehicle, which people do. Now, another strength of the Patton is it has fairly good health. Really good health. I don't know if I can see the hit points. Maybe I can. Details. Its hit points are 1,105, which is a lot better than the other Tier 2 premium, or Tier 2 main battle tank, the T-54, which has 930. So what you wanted now, I don't know if it'll show it, but let's say you want to go with, because internal hull reinforcement gives you more health. What I would say to do is either put the advanced thermal sleeve on, as you can see I have up the Mark II, because you unlock it on the Centauro, or we'll talk about, technology is the weird one. Technology is the weird one. These three are simple. Technology, you get the weird one. Because you have this just upgrade view range, but you also have this. Improved capture rate. And, help protect crew against heat damage. Yeah, you have a lot to look into in these. But for the most, I would don't worry about technology unless you have a technology slot in your tank. You got that? But of the M48 Patton, I would either put on internal hull reinforcement or advanced thermal sleeve. Or if you have it, what does this one do? Reload speed's pretty good. How much is the reload speed? It's 3.9 reload speed and 10 accuracy. That is a big accuracy boost. If you can get the thing. I mean, look at if you unlock this on the C1 Ariete, that's a 15% boost to accuracy, and pretty much a 6% boost to reload speed. I know we're talking about tier 2 main battle tanks. I don't know how much you're gonna put on them, but still. But here's what and that's what I would do. Like, either look at these. What does this do? Reload speed and moving accuracy is an improvement one. You really gotta look into these and choose which one you think is the best for the tank. And as I said, how I feel is don't try to cover up the weaknesses of your tank. Try to maximize on your strengths, on the vehicle's strengths. Yeah, it's a lot like Sun Tzu's The Rule of War. He has a lot of a very old book, but I think one of the sayings is like, if you try to cover something about your weaknesses, you have 4 sides. If you try to cover your front, then your rear will be weak. If you try to cover your front and your rear, then your sides will be weak. If you try to cover everywhere will be weak. See what I mean? So maximize where you think it's most powerful. Like as I said, Patton is its fire rate and its health. So if it had 2 slots, I would go with both of these. This is also a good one because it might not do as much. I mean, improves hull hit points. Even Mark III is only as good as this Mark I. This one's also pretty good too. But as I said, these are engine hit points. If you notice, your engine's getting knocked out a lot. Hull hit points. Yeah, so if you just want a straight health upgrade, go with this. And this is what I go with on the Patton. Now I'm not sure it's going to show it, but 1001. Did that increase? I forget. But it does increase the health of your Patton, of your tank. And the game's doing that thing where it goes down to extremely low FPS. Let's see if it goes back up by itself. Yeah, something weird's happening. There. Well, it went back up to 30 right there. That's good. Here, the Centauro is a great example of everything. Now, you might say, whoa, that's a lot of different things you chose there on the Centauro. And yes it is. Centauro's got 4 slots. It has a general, a firepower, a mobility, and a technology. Now, I kind of broke my rule here of don't worry about technology unless you have a technology slot. But because the Centauro has so many slots, and it's kind of it kind of has a weird strength and weakness, because it's very mobile, but you don't want to be rushing up there. So I chose better acceleration to get into those spots in the mobility upgrade. See, like improved acceleration. It doesn't give me better top speed, just let me reach the top speed much faster, which since the Centuro already has a very fast top speed. Another thing is the Centuro fires pretty fast for 105mm. See, if we look at the gun, 8.63 rounds per minute is pretty fast, and then I'm not sure if that's with the upgrade or not, but I went with this. It's the Mark II, so that's a 7.50 rate of fire. Another thing I went with is the view range. Now, because the Centuro is fast, and if you're still alive at the end of the game, most scouts are usually dead by then. So, and because it has 4, I thought putting optics on it was just good, because then you can act like a scout when your team doesn't have one. And I went with the crew skills, because this improves everything, or not everything, whatever you chose as your crew skills. See, and by 5%. So, go look at my crew skills. I don't have any right now on it, but whenever you do, so let's say let's see here. Martina, Angle, our gunner. Gunner skill, turret traverse speed, quick draw, aim speed improved by 10%. Now, is it 5? I don't know if it's 5% of that 10%, or it now improves it to 15%. But because the Centuro has so many slots, I thought that'd be a good upgrade. Like, what else do I do? Like, here's another one, D64. Here's a bad example of what I did. Because the T64's main advantage over the M60 is its damage, for some reason I put this on it. Now, you don't want that. The T64 is also very mobile, but here's what you do. Better propellant. Give you more damage. Maximize your damage. I probably also shouldn't have put in hull armor on it, but I felt since none of the other ones, except maybe intercom systems, was the best thing to put on there. Just because of the way the thing plays. And giving more health, it's not that bad. Because it's a main battle tank, I would put more. More health isn't bad, but yeah. Here. This is easier to explain. It's easier with this one. If you're gonna choose, we'll start with these two. Like, you put propellants on these, and then you put the improved. Well, no, because the chieftain's weird. Chieftains and arrogance are weird because they also have big guns. So I would say put the repellents on these to maximize the damage. On these ones, which have a better rate of fire, maybe not the Starship, but they're 105s, put the improve, like, you get what I'm saying, improve your strengths. Right? What else we got here? What would I put on the LAV? I don't think you have any. No, you don't get any other upgrades on it. So, of your one upgrade, what would you put? What does the LAV 150 have? Well, it's pointless to have more health on your scout. Reinforced engine? Maybe. Does your engine get knocked out? I don't know. You usually only take 2 or 3 shots till you're dead. Damage? Not really that important. Mobility? These two are your most important on your LAV. Turret traverse speed, hull traverse speed, acceleration and hull traverse speed. Great transmission. Engine oil cooling. Yes. So, out of all these, this is your best one. Because the LAV, you can if you're going for a more mobile active scouting, because it only has one slot, this is probably your best one if you're going to be moving a lot. Now, if you're going to be, if you think you're going to be more sitting in spots, if you're going to be more scouting, choose the augmented optics. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're going to be moving a lot more, get this. You won't get this until you unlock the Op 40, Leopard 2AV and Leopard 2A5, so, I mean, let's see. Acceleration is up 2.45 and hull traverse is 15. Turret traverse. I don't think turret traverse would be that important in this thing. Great transmission. Acceleration 375, huh? 247. So it's not. So this isn't that much far behind this. You have a 2.50 on 1 and 1.65. So it's not. It's 40% behind, which isn't actually that much. So if you have this unlocked, this isn't very useful, in my opinion. One of the other technology things I don't think is useful is this. Security control package. I know they want capturing the base to be a lot more important. There's certain bonuses you get for capturing the base. They actually get some bonuses for capturing the base early, but only if it's only by yourself. Like, say it's 1 versus 10 left and you happen to cap the base. You get a bonus of XP per how many of the enemy team is alive and how many of your team is dead. But why waste a slot for improved capture rate? I mean, like, it's not very useful in my opinion, because you can get better things that's going to help you defeat the enemy team and do more damage, because no matter what, more damage is going to get you more XP than capping, even with, like, let's say your entire team died and it's 1 versus 15. Like, I think maybe killing 1 or 2 of them is going to get you more than capping, even with the bonuses of having 15 of them alive. Well, maybe not. It depends on how much the bonus is worth. So, really, that's extremely situational of a retrofit. I don't think it'd ever be worth it. So, there's not much, actually. And it's doing that. See, it's doing that again. That's why I don't like recording this game right now. Because it's going... Right now, that actually says 3 FPS. I don't know why. But it goes up to a solid 60. I have recording set at 30, so it should stay at 30. So it's something wrong with recording this game at the same time. So that's why I'm not doing gameplay of it right now. But yeah. So there's an overview of the retrofit system. Like, Scorpion. Scorpion's a tough one. Honestly, because the Scorpion has such a weird gun that you should probably... Red speed and aim time. Damage and aim time. Damage. Like, any of these will actually work. I mean, what's this? Normalization. No. Well, all of these will work except this one, because this one only applies to AP rounds. Because Scorpion can't fire AP rounds. It only has Hesh and HE. So, damage and aim time might be good. Damage and accuracy. Reload time. Nah, because you don't fire that fast. Technology. What's this do? Vision. Scorpion's a weird one, because it's a weird vehicle. Yeah, there's my little overview. Maximize your strengths. You're never going to cover up your weaknesses. Put it all into your strengths. If you know your tank or your vehicle does a lot of damage already, give it more damage. If you know your tank has a lot of HP, give it more HP. If you know it fires fast, make it fire faster. You know? Put everything into your strengths. That's just how I feel. Put everything into your strengths. don't, because, as I said, don't try to cover up your weaknesses, because all-rounder tanks are never good. I mean, they're alright, they're all-rounders. That's how I feel. So yeah, that's my overview of the retrofit system. Once you get to 4-slot vehicles, really you can choose whatever you want, but as long as you have something that improves some of your strengths, like I said, Centurion has very good acceleration, and I think it has pretty good view range, right? Targeting. Where's view range? Vision, 422.10. What is that deal? What do you have? See, it actually has, see, with this, like I said, it makes it sort of a scout. So, like I said, you're just going to maximize your strengths, forget about your weaknesses. All into your strengths. Oh, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna end that there. I think I went on long enough saying maximize your strength, forget about your weaknesses. But you gotta get that through. So, gonna end it here.